Hello everybody and welcome to the video notes for Unit 3, Day 7. And today we're going to be talking about ordering numbers, so putting them from least to greatest. Today's video is dedicated to Yoselin in 6B. Hi Yoselin. So first let's review a little bit about how we can look at a number line and figure out which numbers are the least and what numbers are the greatest. So first it says to graph the number 7 and its opposites on the number line. So we're going to do that first. So 7 is out here. Let's put a point there. And the opposite of 7 is negative 7. So we look out here, 0, going to negative 7 to the left. All right. And then next, it says to graph the number 5 and its opposite on the number line. So let's look at 5. 0's here. 5's going to be here. And then the opposite of 5 is negative 5. So we're going to go over to negative 5 over here. And whenever you're figuring out the order of numbers, always remember this little trick. So draw an arrow pointing to the left, and always remember that to the left equals less. So the numbers to the left of the number line are less than the numbers to the right of the number line, which means that as we go to the right, draw an arrow pointing to the right, right equals greater. So the further to the right, the greater the number. Also, if you have a vertical number line, let's draw a vertical number line here. Right? As you go up, that's going to be greater. And as you go down, that's going to be less. So in this case, we have 5 and 7. So we can say that 7 is greater than 5. And we can also say that 5, because it's to the left of 7, 5 is less than 7. Now let's look at these 2 points. If I have negative 7 and 5, so I would say negative 7 is less than negative 5 because it's to the left of negative 5. So negative 7 is less than 5. Or less than negative 5, sorry. And then you can also say that negative 5, because it's to the right of negative 7, negative 5 is greater than. Negative 7. Okay, so just remember that if something's to the left of a number, it's less than that number, and if a number is to the right of a number, it's greater than that number. Now let's try this in some real life situations. When we're solving these word problems, we're going to use the strategy of we're going to read the problem, then we're going to draw a number line for that problem, and then we're going to write our explanation. Let's take a look. So let's read first. The record low temperatures for a town in Maine are negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit for January and negative 90 degrees Fahrenheit for February. Order the numbers from least to greatest. Explain how you arrived at that order. So we've read the problem. Now we're going to draw a number line. Now you can draw a horizontal number line or a vertical number line. I'm going to show you both. You don't always have to do both. So if you have a horizontal number line here, I know my two numbers are going to be negative. So I'm going to leave more space on the negative and put my 0 here. So I would have negative 19, that would be around here. And then my negative 20 would be right next to it. I'd have negative 20 right there. Or if you wanted to do a vertical number line, you can do that too. I want negative numbers, so I want more space on the bottom. I might have my 0 here, my negative 19 down here, and my negative 20 over there. And now let's put them in order. Least to greatest, so I go from left to right, or I go from the bottom to the top. The number that's the least is negative 20. And then after that, negative 19 is greater than negative 20 because it's to the right. And my explanation can just be, I can say what I just said, that negative 19 is greater than negative 20 because it's to the right of negative 20. So negative 19 is greater than negative 20 because it's to the right of negative 20. Or I could have said negative 20 is less than negative 19 because it's to the left of negative 19. Okay, so we read, we drew, we wrote the explanation. You're going to follow those same 3 steps. Read the problem, draw a number line, and write your explanation for number 1 here and number 2 there. So, since it says now you try, it's that time again. You are going to pause and then try number 1 and number 2. Draw the number line, put the numbers in order, write your explanation. You can pause and do that now. Go. Now you are resuming the video after you have tried number 1 and number 2. Remember, if you are just skipping through the video to copy down instead of trying on your own, you're not really challenging yourself to learn. Let's take a look. Read the problem. John's time for running the mile in gym class is 9.2 minutes. Jackie's time is 9.18 minutes. Who ran the mile in less time? Let's draw a number line. Okay, I know my numbers are both going to be positive, so I can leave more space for the positive numbers. So my 0's there, and I know it's going to be between, actually, instead of 0, let's make this 9, and let's make this 10, because I know that my numbers are going to be between 9 and 10. So 9.18 is going to be right around here. And 9.2, right, is 2/10 or 20 hundredths. This is 18 hundredths, so it's going to be to the right of that. Now, it's asking me who ran the mile in less time. So less means, right, to the left. That would be the 9.18. Who was that? That would be Jackie. And I could say Jackie ran in less time because 9.18 is to the left of 9.2. So Jackie ran it in less time because her time was to the left of whose time? John's time. All right, if you got that on your own, 2 gold stars for you. And let's move on. Number 2. And actually now it's time for the secret word. The secret word of the day is bubbles. The secret word is bubbles. B-U-B-B-L-E-S. B-U-B-B-L-E-S. Bubbles is the secret word. Okay, number 2. Adrian and Carlos are playing a game where you can earn positive points or lose points. Adrian finished with -2 points, and Carlos finished with -2.5 points. Who performed better at the game? Let's draw the number line. We have 0, we have -2, we have -2.5, which is going to be a little bit further to the left of -2. Now it's asking me who performed better. So better in this case is going to mean more points, so greater points. So who has a greater number? Well, -2 is greater than -2.5 because it's to the right of -2.5. So I'll say that who has -2? That would be Adrian. So I'd say Adrian did better because -2 is to the right of -2.5. If you get that all on your own, 3 gold stars to you. And let's look at this last one where it says take it up another level. And this one I think you can do on your own. So I'm going to have you pause and try this one on your own now. And now you're going to have 3 numbers instead of 2, but it's the same process. Read, draw the number line, answer the question. So pause and go. And now you're resuming the video after you have tried it on your own. And let's take a look. Henry, Jake, and Clark are playing a card game. The object of the game is to finish with the most points. The scores at the end of the game are Henry with -7, Jake with 0, and Clark with -5. Who won the game? Who came in last? So that's the read. Now let's draw the number line. So we have a 0, and at 0 that's Jake, so I'm going to put a J. We have a -7. That was Henry, so I'm going to put an H. And then I have a Clark, which is -5, so I'm going to put that right about here. That's my Clark. And so it asks me who won the game. I would say that this one's furthest to the right. That's the greatest, J for Jake. So I'd say Jake won because 0 is furthest to the right. And then who came in last? Well, last would be least, so furthest to the left. That's H for Henry. And I would say Henry came in last because -7 is furthest to the left. All right, if you got that all on your own, 2 gold mushrooms for you. And you can now log out of your computer, put your computer away, and get an early start on your homework.